Howdy, all of you delicious people. Today we are going to play more Ghostbusters. If you had watched the last video, you will know that that was left off in a very much of a cliffhanger. So we're going to conclude that cliffhanger but keep going with more Ghostbusters story. If anything, we are still in the museum. We are still busting ghosts, and if anything, this isn't a huge leap from where we left off. So, if you guys watched the last part of, if you had watched the last part of Ghostbusters, this is just the continuation. So, I'm going to patiently go and throw onto this video. Boo-hoo, Ray, boo-hoo. I actually like this mission simply because it feels very much like a Nickelodeon level. Meaning where you just get to consistently just slime people, and it's fairly cool, it's fairly interesting. Yeah, but it's just like you get to slime people, and then the ghosts pop out, and then you gotta bust the ghost, so it's pretty cool. I like this mission.
It's a whole bunch of them.
You know who I am? No, we don't. If anything, quite a bit of glitches on the taping of this. I don't know what happened. But hopefully it goes well for some reason. I don't know why.
Look behind you. Up high.
Run! But if anything, getting better with busting ghosts. If anything, I'm not going to boast about it because I've played this multiple times now. But realistically, it's I probably am going through missions just really fast, and that could probably be a big complaint. It's just like people can't like really just sit through and just enjoy something, because I'm just blasting through some of it. What is Fatso from Casper getting us?
You guys go after Alyssa. Be careful. I'll get to security. I love this plan.
Me too.
I'll man the security cameras to triangulate them on the monitors and talk you through.
See you soon, Ray. Let's go, guys.
See you soon, guys. Dr. Rutherford, if you'll show me to security.
Yeah, but if anything, I was just kind of double-checking things. Because I remembered one part of something that will come up later.
I don't think that guy's planning to be nice to him. It's a mannequin ambush. Don't bother trying to capture it.
Mannequin ambush. Winston and his humor, I tell ya. That handsome devil, I tell ya. Going through some more PKE stuff, scanning all the peeps. If anything, I'm just gonna keep doing it because I just do all the side stuff. Most of the stuff just comes like not even thinking about it and just doing it. And yes, if anything, there might be a lot of times where I just frequently just purchase a lot of stuff because this just seemed to be the time where I was getting a ton of money for a ton of stuff, so I was just like, hey, I'm just gonna keep on improving my equipment, so we just busted the stuffing out of that, those props. You gotta love it to where you gotta like revive these people, because like even though there's a guy like a foot away from them, Will they revive him? No.
That was nowhere near fatal.
Please help preserve our displays by not touching them.
Let's make some noise.
Welcome. You are now entering the Lost City.
Little kind of tiki action, a little,
Before they get away! Take it to the bridge!
Did Winston just say, take it to the bridge?
take of the bridge.
What are you guys doing down there?
Fewer funny jokes, more getting to the security cameras. Please, Ray.
If anything, a lot of this, I was just like, hey, I'll have you guys go first. I'll just have you guys go first, and I'll just like take some stuff behind you, and cause like, hey, I've put in a lot of work. I'll just have them go first. I'll pull a Peter on this mission. I'll just be in the background scanning stuff while they're actually doing the actual mission, which is fine by me, because there were so many times that I would be in the forefront of beating everything. So this mission I took a back seat.
Let's blow it!
Getting some flying skulls in the face. Oh, now you get him up. 20 minutes after he went down. But there actually will be a part in this playthrough where I'm gonna have to actually pause. There was a weird glitch in the game for some reason, where the guys weren't following me, and
We haven't reached the security office yet. This place is really hopping.
Yeah, that's a big 10-4.
and I couldn't continue the story until they followed me. So, like, I realistically had to get them to come back with what I was doing. So, if anything, I'm gonna pause at that point and just get to the actual mission start.
Shards of pottery and various eating implements indicate that a previously unknown subculture of Mayans were devoted. Though the Mayan civilization took a dramatic downturn during the 8th and 9th centuries, it continued as a political and cultural power until
It's like Rick and Morty. Those faces. Yeah, but it was just kind of like, hey, I'll have you go first. Go ahead. I'll just take like a couple things here and there, but realistically, I was just kind of like, meh. Like, dude, I've done like we're towards the end of this, and it's just kind of like, and yeah, it's definitely just kind of like, well, it's like, oh, I'll sit off to the side, and you guys can go ahead and. Like I'll have you guys put in the overtime on this one. Rick and Morty, yeah.
Mennonite, Phoenician, Babylonian, Assyrian,
Mesopotamian.
Sumerian.
I honestly hated that there was a sign that says "Don't touch this stuff," so I wanted to touch it as much as possible
You know,
and knock that sign over because, yeah, but they tell me to not touch things in a game where it's like, man, f this. I'm going to touch it.
Peter, come in. Hi, honey. How was your day?
Oh, thank
Man,
you.
We've reached
It
the
was great.
security office. This one is a shambles. It's been sabotaged. Black slime all over the place. Only a few of the cameras are still working. When you're free, no rush. Open gate 3487, just for kicks. Give me a minute. We're under attack. We'll get back
Ray,
to you.
stay away from any possession.
Frogga.
Dr. Rutherford, if you're still there, can you go catch Dr. Stantz, please?
He's a little possessed at the moment. You want to wrangle him in?
Okay, I shook off that possessor. Found a different security room. Can't find Dr. Rutherford, though. I must have scared him off.
You're not pretty when you're possessed, Ray. Seriously.
I've got you.
I honestly didn't know if I should cover this in the game because there's a part in this museum that covers the Civil
On the
War.
cameras, you should be coming to the Civil War exhibit. Alyssa just passed through there.
And I didn't know if it was in good taste to cover this, simply because there is a Confederate flag in this game, so it's kind of like, a little dicey. I don't know.
You know the difference between this exhibit and the other ones? The soldiers in this one have guns.
Even though I couldn't really help it because it's part of the game, still, it's just like during the time that this game was done, there was no controversy over it. But now it's like, well, is it in
Let's
good
just
taste
pass
still
through
to
here as
still do
quickly
it?
as we can. Yeah, I don't really think we can do it. Just thinking happy thoughts.
I apologize if I'm talking over the commentary, but there's so much commentary over this game that definitely that's what the subtitles are for.
I'm getting heavy interference on the monitors. Are you guys in trouble?
Couldn't have been the American Revolutionary War, could it? Or the
Nope.
War on Roses. Even the War on Drugs.
War on drugs.
Had to be this.
Well, yeah, cause yeah. Definitely had to go and scan the ghosts as I seemingly try to do through most of this. If you guys want to read any of the side stuff, you can go ahead and do that. But you would have to pause for the cause and look through and do all of that stuff.
Okay, here they come. Oh!
Above you. Really? And then this guy gets stuck.
On the right! Incoming!
Excuse me.
Run!
Oh no, you can't run. You can't run.
Just like a little Vicksburg snowblower.
Can't run right now. There's too much going on. Too much action. The only time you run is when all the equipment doesn't work anymore,
Stay!
which happens frequently on
Look out! Above
the
you!
Ghostbusters episodes. One thing I will say though, is the cartoons. Definitely the cartoons cover a lot of history.
Ow! That was ow there.
So it is kind of nice
Incoming!
them doing this whole museum thing, simply because maybe paying a little bit of homage to the history of not only the Ghostbusters, but then the history of
Fight it out inside that tiny little trap.
how much Ghostbusters would usually cover some kind of historical thing. But then on top of that, like, yeah, so much history everywhere happening. But also, I think, speaking of museums, and speaking of like night in museum, because I guess you kind of have to. Like, I don't know if this was true or not, but is there actually a Night of the Museum actual, like, game? I think I saw some kind of thumbnail of that today, when I was just looking through, like, museum stuff, and I was just kind of, like, baffled by that.
Took some casualties.
Remember to stop by our gift shops and take home a piece of history.
Alright, guys, going through another door.
We made it to the security office. I can
Finally.
see the guys on the cameras. No sign of Alyssa or her kidnappers, though. In the early 1900s, the museum was run by a board of trustees. Powerful guys, tycoons, captains of industry.
With horrible
The
mustaches.
chairman of the board was Cornelius Wellesley of International Steel. The board used the museum as a respectable front for all kinds of dubious activities.
Dubious.
Mainly, though, they were part of a club run by our favorite evil architect. They hired women from the St. Nicholas Rehabilitation Mission for wayward angels. Rumor has it the board conducted all kinds of nasty rituals using these women.
That's too bad.
We've got to find that oozing tub of blubber and Alyssa. Well, here we are. The Egypt exhibit. I practically lived here while I was working on my doctorate.
What was your doctorate on?
There was less black slime then.
Well, yeah, things happen. Alright, well that was quick.
Welcome. You are now entering the tombs of
Hey, folks, it's okay. Be calm. Everything's under control.
It's Ghostbusters!
No.
Ghost! Get away! Get away!
We're not the Ghostbusters, we're the bug exterminators. Ghostbusters are on we're in the next building.
Watch it now.
Yeah, of course. The trap locks us in with the ghost. Wouldn't it be nice to get locked out every now and then?
Well, if we did, then there wouldn't be a great story to tell now, would they? Nope, no story.
You got
More.
a mean streak, Brooke.
More shield guys with their
Almost there.
things that I have to use a special thing for. And so I need to purchase more things with the money that I have. Just buying random stuff just to fill up my quota of my equipment being better.
Get your head down.
Ugh. One thing that I notice about this game is you don't see a lot of the,
Whole lot of what?
except maybe Ray, you don't see a lot of the other guys reacting to getting hit a lot. You don't see a lot of the other guys doing their oohs and ahs if they get hit with something.
Find some cover.
Every once in a while you get like a Peter and he's like, ah, ooh, ah, but... Or it'd be just like,
Easy there. Almost crossed the street.
well then stop blasting when I'm blasting. Solves that problem right there. How many times I gotta say it? Alright, good. I didn't have to take care of that one.
How do we get out of the Egypt exhibit? The main door is blocked up tight.
The Egyptian
Well-
green room? Check the west wall. There should be a door leading through to the next exhibit.
Well, there's a super secret way to all of that, and you guys don't know, because you're not in the know, but I'm... Like, Winston, yeah, he's psychic, but so am I.
Wall, and I don't see a door.
Well, I'm looking right at the blueprints, and, oh, I get it. Clever. The ghosts used their own dimensionally anomalous signatures to slightly wrinkle the time-space continuum. The door is still there.
Dimensionally anomalous.
Good. Thank you very much. Now let's get the hell out of here.
Okay, we gotta rescue Alyssa.
Where'd Peter go now?
Oh, you got us, Peter. Gosh darn
I think I
you.
just caught a glimpse of the chairman, too. Watch out for him. He looks like a nasty one.
That Peter, I tell you, he jumps out to get people. Only Peter would pull that kind of nonsensical stuff, knowing that we have work to actually do and whistles to wet. But if anything, I cut that scene so you didn't see me wet my whistle. You actually get to see me open a door instead, which is probably not as cool. Okay, here's my thing. Why is it that it's always Peter who gets the women? I'm actually kind of the main character in this game. Shouldn't I get a shot at some of that?
They're bringing some thunder.
Because realistically, you know how it'll go with Peter.
Scooter, we need to go. Let's roll.
Like, realistically, it won't work out with whatever girl that Peter ends up landing. So ideally, like, I'm probably the kind of like the,
There he is. Let's get him.
I have a much better shot than Peter does, realistically. Just because of Peter's track record.
That's a whole lot of whatever. Gonna have to watch out for you.
You got your emo tips and all those Egyptian pharaohs and such. Getting down with the sickness.
You got a mean streak, Rook.
God, those people with the shields, I tell you, the shields.
That ghost
I don't like them. Because they put so much work. Hey, fatso. That's not a bang on his weight. That's just like he looks like the heavier set ghost from Casper. That's just what he did. That's just what he looks like. If anything, of course, if you guys remember the Casper film where Ray had a little cameo where it's like, who are you gonna call? Somebody else, and then he walks away from the Casper house. Without a doubt, a really cool cameo. And it just, like, it adds so much more to that movie knowing that scene is in there. Because maybe, who knows, maybe Dan was going to get that role as the father, and it didn't work out.
Where did that ghost go?
You didn't see him, but he just came through here.
He must be headed back to the World of Gozer exhibit. That's our cue. Move it.
Oh, I missed. Yeah, so as you can tell, I'm not Peter's biggest fan, but there's a reason for that. We're all team players.
Thank you. Not the words a rescuing hero wants to hear from his damsel in distress. May I say, your eyes are much prettier when they're not glowing like hot coals.
Peter, you made an extraordinarily frightening
Why
discovery.
don't you all go away?
All my data indicate that the ghost world is beginning to push through multiple cross portals from their dimension into ours.
Well, more overtime.
Guys, look.
Man, that girl just can't catch a break.
She calls my name. Lock the exits!
Don't let it escape with her.
Hit it with slime.
Love him. Cherish him forever.
Winston, get the lady out of here before he hits on her again.
And don't make out with her, Winston.
Aim for the big yellow eye.
I know it's tempting, but I called dibs. I called dibs.
Who wouldn't like to have that superpower? Care to tell me why my library, museum, and parade are all going down the toilet? I'm telling you, sir, the Ghostbusters are nothing but scam artists determined to throw a negative light on you and the city, and extort you for more money. Hello, Peck.
Right.
I own that suit in blue. Both of you, right down.
Mr. Mayor, an enormous event is on the horizon.
Enormous.
Something at the museum exhibit triggered a systemized psychic occurrence. Some mechanism we don't know the nature of yet. No, of course you don't.
But it's feeding enormous energy somewhere.
Something that's now in the process of breaking down the walls between our world and another one.
This other world is crossing through into ours. It started with simple ghosts and animated monsters.
Now it's getting bigger. We don't know exactly what's next, but there's only room for one city here in this dimension.
Two physical worlds can't exist in the same space. That's just elementary particle physics.
We got a glimpse of the other world, Jock. It ain't pretty. It's like Brooklyn and the Bronx, with no Queens in the middle.
Whole city blocks sinking into a fifth-dimensional abyss.
Cockroaches the size of polo ponies.
Panic in the streets.
How'd you like disco to come back? Bigger than ever.
I get it. We're in trouble. So what am I supposed to do? We need to prepare the city for the worst. The city's my responsibility, not yours. Now go do your job and stop that thing. You got a bite on your PKE. Scan around for something paranormal with your goggles.
Because you're gonna have to, otherwise you're not gonna progress the story now, don't ya? I never liked that statue. Oh my god! We blew it up! We blew it up, those bass fishers. Bassmasters. It's a fishing show. Yeah, I remember Bassmasters.
Well, this looks inviting.
Yeah, I know.
I'll be at the office watching over Alyssa.
Oh, come on.
Anything fun without me?
Oh, come on, guy I wanted to work with. Even though I technically already have worked with him in the mission we had before with the whole museum thing. Come on.
You left a trail. This way.
You just left a trail right there. Okay, come with me this way. I tried to mimic what he did. It was like, yeah.
It goes without saying, but this is very strange.
Well, that is your conversation starter. What's strange?
This tunnel network, what could it possibly have been built for?
I was thinking the same thing.
Well, it could just be an old steam tunnel.
No way, Peter. The design and valves don't
Yeah.
moving steam, water, gas, electric, oil, trains, not even slime.
I can kick doors down. Deal with it.
So it's not steam, it's not Morlocks, but there's plenty of ghosts.
Plenty.
Right about that. There's more consistent accelerated PKE blowing through here than I've ever seen. But this is not the origin point. This is just a conduit.
Look at the trail. The chairman went that way. He's running down this tunnel.
And I knew there was a little side thing down this way. So come with me as we find this little side piece. This little side dish. A little Ecto-1. Haha. Again, if you like to pause to read any of these side things, go ahead. But I'm going to regather up with the gang, and then we are going to continue on.
Does it feel weird in here to you guys? Like familiar weird?
No, not at all.
Well, we knew which way to go for a while at least.
Oh,
There's got to be another way around this. The trail leads to this sealed door, then stops. Man, I do not want this jerkball to get away again.
where could we possibly go? Oh no, there's some purple residue on this.
Yeah, that's a little harsh. What'd you have against that wall?
I hated it. Didn't look right.
The new cadet's all right.
Thanks.
So far, not too shabby.
I aim to
Now, I think this is
please.
as good a time as any to install a new CPS. The Meson Collider is extremely precise and deals a lot of damage, but takes a while.
Takes a while to recharge. On to the next episode. And should probably be the
Also use it in
conclusion.
tandem. Paint a target using the Meson Collider. After you've acquired the target, all expulsions from the overload pulse will home in on that target.
Pause that and reread that all again. It's a lot of garbo. If anything, you'll get the gist of when I use it on the mission. But yeah, but if anything, I'm actually going to pause this recording here. Simply because this is where the gang got lost. So I'm going to pause this here, and we'll recruit when the rest of the gang is here. So I will be back. I will pause this. Okay, Peter, but we're not gonna keep waiting for you, buddy.
So much black slime.
Oh, it just seems like a lot because it's alive.
The column, it's flowing upwards.
If you see a big yellow eye in there, poke it with something.
No yellow eye, Ray.
Maybe it already went up.
Well, that doesn't sound good.
Is
Nope.
it my turn to lead? I don't want to jump in front.
Hello, Chairman. Ready to get what's coming to you?
All right.
It is a Class 1 felony, and we do not tolerate it in our jurisdiction. Get him!
If anything, he got a little mega
Gotta have a weak
size.
spot somewhere.
He made his monster grow, that's for sure. We gotta defeat the chairman. The man with chairs.
Look behind you. Hold on.
You hold on. To what?
I'm gonna need another shower.
Stand for the god now.
Oh, Egon's got a shower after this. If anything, this ghost is somewhat difficult just because it's very, like, time consuming.
That's trouble.
So you have to be very patient with this
Get out of
ghost.
here.
And then, of course, through most of this, I am scanning away. It's business. Anything, like I said, if you want to read any of the side stuff, go ahead if you want to, but it's, it won't hurt my feelings if you don't.
Turn around.
It's just there to enjoy more extra stuff from the game. yeah, if anything, I got a new part to the proton pack. Might as well use it.
Aim for the big yellow eye!
Did you say I or guy? Because that guy's pretty big. And stout. And that's what I'm talking about. I think it is kind of funny with this game, though, that they took the whole slime element and ran with it. Because ideally it was pretty risky to go on with the whole, like, slime thing. Considering how the second movie wasn't exactly, compared to the first two, the second one isn't as well received as the original movie did.
To the right!
But yeah, but supposedly somebody has said that supposedly we might get a new Ghostbusters movie in 2019 or 2020. Yeah, I'm not putting any... It's like, oh yeah, you say that now, and then like, hey, wait 10 years, or wait 20 years, or wait so much time to get a sequel that's just kind of or just a reboot, because I wouldn't call the 2016 Ghostbuster film a actual sequel of any kind. It's just a reboot, which wasn't done the best.
That was close. It's a whole swarm.
Hostile is down.
Because, to be brutally honest, like, I don't want to bash on that movie. I have a copy of it, the 2016 one. It's just, like, I've never really met somebody on YouTube that did a review for it and, like, realistically just, like, didn't tear it down. Like, PewDiePie said he liked it and he said it was fun. But then again, like,
To the right!
Could be trouble.
like he probably wasn't like a... He might have not have been like a fan of the series. So, like, I'm sure a lot of, I think he said on his review where it's just like, well, yeah, I'm sure, like, the die-hard fans, like, are probably not gonna like it, but... Yeah, but I respected his opinion, just because it's kind of like, out of all the negativity that I heard about that film, like, PewDiePie was the only one that was like, oh, it was a fun movie, and, like, I don't know, I found it enjoyable and whatever. It was a good film or whatever, and, like, but anybody else would have just, like, tore it down.
I hate getting slime.
Aim high!
Turn around.
Doug! Keep working!
On the right.
Yeah, but it's like, ideally, it's just kind of like, I'm sure people are going to have their own opinions about the 2016 film, and I even talked about it, the 2016 film, on a review, so if you want me to more elaborate about how I felt, I'm not going to do that on here. There's a whole video for that for you guys to watch. Me going over the Ghostbusters films, talking about the 2016 film, and cartoons and all kinds of such. Funny enough, the only thing that I didn't review was the actual game.
Need some help here. Eyes high.
And probably the reason why I didn't review the game is because I was hoping someday I would actually be able to play it. And luckily, I figured out a way to play it.
How much extra fun one goes to reduce? You're almost there. Look out, on your left.
Oh, disgusting. But not entirely without scientific evidence. Run for it!
One thing is, too, there's definitely several different ways to defeat certain ghosts. And there's always different ways to do different things, so... Towards the end of this, boss.
Nice work!
Yeah.
That's how it's done.
Another piece, power down. Yeah.
I should have shuttered you fraudulent gangsters forever when I had the chance.
Fraudulent
You know what?
gangsters.
I'm going to put an end to this right now. I'm shutting down your containment grid for good. You can kiss off a permanent license, not to mention any chance for more government contracts. You did this to me. And you're going to pay.
You're welcome, you peck.
All right, that's it. That's it. You're done, smart guys. You are done, smart, cool guys.
Smart cool guys. Was that like a backhanded compliment?
You and your phony containment grid down now. The whole city will have to pay because of your shenanigans. The whole city.
What? But that shuts you down, too.
Well, so be it. I have bigger fish to fry.
Yeah.
Get him off me!
I think we need to keep an eye on him.
You think?
No, I mean, we really need to keep an eye on him.
He has gotten some
They're real
mojo.
Kind of routine. As usual, I led the charge.
We're fired heroes. Peck's gonna pull our license.
Get real, Ray. It's the holidays. Nobody in this town's going to be around to pull our license till Monday. We got the whole weekend to stop this calamity and probably half a dozen others, save the city. We got a 4-day weekend. We have time left for ourselves.
Dr. Vinkman, if they start evacuating Manhattan, I won't be coming in on Monday. Catastrophic exodus of the city does not count as a floating holiday. I know. I looked it up.
You guys remember that scenery is from the beginning parts of this game, and I hope you guys went and watched the very first part
What does this symbol mean?
just to keep track of what's all going down.
Guys,
It's a mandala. Didn't you know?
perfect fit.
It's not a constellation. It's a mandala.
I can't believe I never saw it before.
Why does it have to be a mandala?
Someone here doesn't know what a mandala is.
Mandala is like a spiritual labyrinth.
And this one looks like a spiral into each successive node along the line until it reaches a culmination point. Before he died, Shandor must have set some mechanism in place, similar to the antenna in Dana's building.
You know, I think you helped to make that clearer. So this was the gizmo that's supposed to feed energy to the destructor form.
That's right, Peter.
Yep.
Well, Dr. Venkman.
Cool points for
I
him.
had to get one right eventually, didn't I? I mean, just math.
Alright, I'm just speculating, but it's possible that ghosts are trapped in the system, funneled from node to node, and they get stronger and stronger until they reach the end, and then they...
Look, the first portal, the library. The second, the museum. And the third, the Sedgwick.
And that means the fourth portal must be right here.
The middle of the Hudson River?
Makes
Well,
sense.
according to the mandala, yes.
It may need a little tweaking.
I don't know. Plenty of bodies in that river. Could become ghosts.
But what does this have to do with me? What did I do?
You were at the museum and the Sedgwick.
And you were alive.
Maybe you were some sort of catalyst, accidentally setting things in motion.
You're saying this is my fault?
Yep.
You are blameless. What Egon meant to say was that you have some sort of connection to this thing, and we're going to go back to the Sedgwick and find out what. Isn't that right, Brainiac?
That's right, Peter.
Alyssa, do you remember where you were going when you were at the Sedgwick?
No.
I was standing outside a room, 1221. Something was compelling me to go in, but I woke up just before the door opened. I ran out of there as fast as I could. And then some jerk tried to pick me up on the elevator.
Okay, you need to stay here where it's safe and where you can't set off any more cross-dimensional shockwaves, hot stuff.
That'd be good.
Yeah, read up on the Mandela and the boys will check out the Sedgwick.
The boys. And what about you, superstar?
I'm gonna have you drop me off near Peck's office. Something tells me he's not quite what he seems.
Good idea. Meet us at the hotel when you're done.
What are you gonna do? Splash some slime on him? That'd be cool. He kind of deserves it.
Ghostbusters.
All right. I think as we got a little promotion there from some things here, this will wrap up this episode. How long did it go for? Almost 50 minutes. So yeah, definitely. This will wrap up this episode. We are hopefully gonna go all back again and go through all of this all over again, and go into the other levels. The 13th floor of the Sedgwick Hotel. We're gonna go and do some water missions with a Ghostbuster boat. That is something to look forward for. But for sure, I had taped so many things tonight, and I hope that you guys will find them all right and will enjoy them. So I am going to say goodbye, everybody, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. So I'm going to say goodbye. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. Goodbye. As we close out this video.